Look who it is. He's back.
I am back.
Months later.
I have a day off finally.
We each have a day off. Welcome back. What's the show called? Game Time Podcast.
Unfortunately, we have not been playing video games lately as much as we like.
Now, I think since the last episode, a little bit. But for myself personally, it's been a few weeks of a dry spell. I do have other hobbies we get into once in a while. Been my comic, looking at me weird, but
Other hobbies besides video game and comic books.
oh, just the comics. I've been catching up on the reading and catching up on some shows and movies. Been going out more actually. Going out quite a bit actually. It's weird.
Living more of a social life.
Very social.
You need to get a haircut though. You nice long hair going.
Well, yeah, of course. Definitely some long hair. Thank you for
Captain
noticing.
America would say, "Get a haircut, you hippie."
And once again, we are in the armory, and I have 3 new Iron Man figures. You didn't compliment me on.
Well, my awareness level never been all up there.
I mean, come on, it's hard not to notice. The new one's up there.
Well, the one thing I do look for right away is not an Iron Man Iron Man. I look for good old Zelda there because I want to steal her.
Once again, you leave that Zelda alone. My goodness. I think I hit her this time.
Yeah, that's pretty smart on your side.
Yeah.
Maybe I should dress up as Zelda next dress.
You did have to put up with me as Chun-Li during that SuperCon, which
Yeah, that's pretty embarrassing.
was the last time we sat in here to do a podcast. We did that little convention thing, and that was before we went to this dance afterwards. Not we didn't go to dance together. We just went to the dance. And this guy, I'm going to give him a hard time. This guy, ladies and gentlemen, both of you listening to this show, this guy is dressed up as a Hufflepuff student from Hogwarts, which is kind of weird. You know, it's a little random. There's this girl there, not too bad looking too, kind of a cutie. She is also dressed as a Hufflepuff student from Hogwarts. There with no date. And I'm nudging fearless leader here. Like, you know what? This is a good chance. I mean, what are the odds? The odds are astronomical. Like, you have to dance with her. You got to go dance, strike up, conversation, friendship. And he would not. You just want to punch this guy in the face.
First off, for my defense, I'm not a dancer. I don't know how to dance. I would humiliate myself if I step on her foot toes.
Foot toes, as opposed to her hand toes, I guess.
And second off, I like being single.
That's guys like I want a date to go with. I don't go with Kyle dressed up as Chun-Li. That's stupid. I'm not gonna let you forget that. That was a golden opportunity. You had the golden ticket to visit the chocolate factory, and you're like, nope. I'm gonna wipe my ass with it.
Try
Brown ticket now.
Try to make me do something I don't feel like doing.
I
know. Fearless leader someday will get a girlfriend if he tries, but nope.
I just I don't know. But we got a picture of them together. And I think it's already been posted on Twitter.
Yeah.
And I was harassing you about that back then. So
yeah, you're still harassing me about it. But
forever.
For my defense, I didn't see Kyle walking around offering girls to dance.
I would have scared everyone away. Like,
And I once scared women away.
There were 300 females there, and then I walked in. There was only like 12. So, I'm just saying.
Just saying, okay, all right, whatever.
We did have this. No, I'm not going to go there. I'm not going to go there.
I don't care. Go there.
No. It was a joke. No one's going to get it. It's an inside joke between us two.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
There was a bald assistant manager there who was like, "Oh, I'll dance with you."
Nope, that's all right.
Yeah, no one else is going to get that. But... So, what have you been doing?
Living a boring life. Just work. Um,
All work and no play.
I know.
Make fearless leader a dull boy.
Well, obviously last month in December,
Bust into a bathroom with an
I
axe.
had my birthday, and there's this local GameStop. Well, it's a more of a Pong shop. It's called
Pong? Like
Last Stop
Pong?
City Shop or
Oh,
whatever.
Pawn.
Pawn.
I heard
Anyways,
Pong, folks.
whatever. I don't care.
The arcade
Anyways, they offer you $20 on a video game on your birthday month or on your birthday. So I went in on my birthday.
$10.
Well, anyways, still money off. I don't care. Got my video game. I have not played it yet because somebody's too cheap to buy more memory on his PlayStation.
That would be you.
Yeah, that would be me.
That'd be me too. I don't have a hard drive for my PS5 yet.
I could delete some video games on my PS5 though.
You could delete your Hogwarts Legacy. Well, obviously you don't like your fellow Hufflepuffs. You wouldn't even dance with one at that dance.
Well, my next playthrough on Hogwarts Legacy is going to be a Slytherin. I'm going to be playing as an ambitious, maybe I'll use this wizard to be a dark wizard. Do the Vaticadabra curse on somebody for the first time on the game.
There you go. Evil, fearless leader. It's playthrough. Have to let us know how that goes.
Might be a Gryffindor on the playthrough, and I'm not very smart, and save Ravenclaw for last.
I tell ya.
You're not gonna let me forget about that.
No.
That dance.
Every podcast from now on, like, you know what? This guy, he had the opportunity. I could have been the future Mrs. Fearless Leader right there. You both happen to be there dressed as Hufflepuff of all houses.
It's just so rare somebody else to dress up as a Hogwarts student there, and same house too. Everybody would dress up as a Gryffindor, but both of us were Hufflepuffs. Yeah, I get it. I get it.
This guy.
And Kyle here decided to humiliate me, dressed up as Chung Li through the...
Humiliate you? You weren't the one showing off as much thigh as I was. I'll tell you that. I'm incapable of embarrassment, though, so I wasn't too embarrassed. Well, I guess there's a few things that could.
Yeah, you were embarrassed how you were with me, and there's this girl, and you're still not letting me forget about it.
But yeah, that's the big one.
That's how I humiliate Kyle here. It's being myself, being my stubborn, grumpy old self.
Every episode we have to talk about that.
Thank you.
We have to talk about the Hogwarts Legacy. What's your game of choice?
It was probably the game of the year for 2023.
Your personal one?
That's my game of the year. It's a great game.
Did it come out in 2023?
February 2023. Well, yeah, because I remember I was so excited for it. I took a vacation off the week after. I played through it quite a bit, and the month after that, I had to put my cat down. But on the upside, I think it was November, I finally adopted a couple new kittens, so I'm a cat dad again.
He's a daddy once again. I got the dad bod, at least. Big belly there.
Thank you.
Dad bod. Got the beard going.
Might have to
a
shave
couple
that
grays
off
in the beard, too.
Shut up. Yeah, shut up.
Gotta go the hairless route. So now I notices the no white hairs.
This beard is because I'm too lazy to shave.
So your cat is named after a famous secret agent in cinema history.
Mm-hmm. Well, he's a tuxedo cat. And a few days after I adopted the cat from the Humane Society or the local shelter, I thought, you're a James because you're a tuxedo cat. You're named after James Bond.
James Bond. And how many James Bond movies have you seen?
Quite a few when I was growing up. I haven't seen one in quite a few years, but I used to enjoy them a lot when I was in high school.
Don't have a particular favorite. I am a big James Bond fan, of course. You don't have a favorite one?
Don't think there's one that really stands out. This one, it's one of those franchise that I enjoyed all of them that I watched.
There's been a couple stinkers in there, but there's 25 official movies, so and I would say most of them have been pretty darn good. Highly recommend those Daniel Craig ones, though. Casino Royale on up. It kind of tells a bit of a story over those five movies. That second one was kind of a stinker, though, the Quantum of Solace, but the rest of them were pretty good. And I like how it ended. Had a good ending to his run.
I also like those James Bond video games.
I do like some Bond video games. They're also hit and miss, but
there's that 007 game on N64, I believe.
GoldenEye.
Or GoldenEye. Yeah.
That's the popular one.
It is.
Actually, before that, I didn't have that game originally. So my first one was Agent Under Fire on the GameCube. But Nightfire, that's where it's at, folks.
I will confess, I'm not a hardcore fan of James Bond. I'm a casual fan. I watch those movies. I enjoy them. And even as a casual fan, and a gamer, I humiliated myself. I never bought a James Bond video game throughout my entire life. I know, my loss.
Your loss. Well, they are making a new one, a whole new studio and everything. I think it's the same people who do those Hitman games, so they're kind of making a more grounded, grittier kind of third person, almost like, I don't want to say Uncharted, but you have those open environments to do stuff in. Almost kind of like, oh no, don't blink, Kyle, come on. Okay, I'm blanking. Well, like Hitman.
I never played the Hitman games either.
Yeah, I'm. Wow. Okay. That came and went very quick. I can't think of the type of game I'm thinking of, but it's fine.
But speaking of video games,
not Splinter Cell, but apparently it's going to be more like that. So
love my Splinter Cell.
Ooh. Now that needs to.
There's a remake they need to do.
Yeah.
Or even a new one.
I think they are doing a reboot for that. Not that it's needed, but yeah, we do miss Splinter Cell. Sam Fisher's been in everything except his own game. He had an appearance in Rainbow Six, and he's a character in one of their mobile games Ubisoft did. Heck, he's in Ghost Recon. Do team up with Sam Fisher.
Speaking of video games coming out, I did not know this till you showed me that Indiana Jones game is coming out.
Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, first-person adventure. Should be lots of fun. Really looking forward to that, with the exception of one thing.
You don't like the studios.
It is made by Bethesda.
And I personally love them, that studios. They make the Elder Scrolls, the Fallout games. So if they complete the game and it's not as glitchy, I think it'll be a good game.
A complete bug fest.
But most of the games I played so far, good storyline, decent gameplay, just buggy. That's the downside.
Buggy, glitchy mess.
It's incomplete.
Well, they did that game Starfield. It came out only for Xbox. I did play a little bit of that several months ago when it first came out. And it wasn't terrible, actually. They really hyped that one up, though, is the problem. We tend to hype these games up too much. And it's like, it came out, I played a few hours of it, it's like, it's good. I can see myself kind of getting into it, but it's also just a little boring at the same time. I don't know what I was expecting, but we really got to stop diving into all the hyped stuff and overhyping our games.
I did also hear Bethesda or whatever.
Bethesda, yeah.
I heard Microsoft bought them out. So
yep. I think. Well, we saw that trailer for Indie, and I think it showed only on Xbox. So.
Yeah. So, being a more of a PlayStation gamer, I might have to consider myself getting an Xbox now or a PC.
Wow, just for that game.
Oh.
You can probably come over here and play.
I hear another Elder Scrolls game's coming out in a couple years.
Some year.
So
Yeah, the sixth one.
that'd be very nice.
I would recommend a Switch before an Xbox, though.
If I get a Switch, I would only play one game on it.
That's right. Hentai Heroes. Or
Well,
whatever your hentai game
I'm
is.
a pervert, but not that big of a. Actually, Super Mario Brothers.
Oh, the new
Super
one.
Mario Brothers 3. Actually,
Oh,
I
three.
wanna play the game.
Three. The new
Play
one.
play the Mario Brothers from my childhood.
Yeah, NES Online.
I would love that. I might actually go online and order myself a Nintendo Mini just for the Mario Brothers.
Oh, yeah. I wonder how much they even go for. Those things were just insane when they came out. Just sold out, and people were scalping them for hundreds of dollars. You couldn't find them.
Hmm.
It was ridiculous.
But
Did eventually get them, but sheesh.
just to play my Mario Brothers and Legend of Zelda, the first one.
Yeah, that's some good stuff. You could
Oh,
probably
but
emulate those on your phone nowadays.
another game
Yep.
I'd miss is
Grandpa.
Chip and Dale
Nowadays.
Rescue Rangers. There's a lot of NES games I would play over and over again if I got something like that.
Would you be awake enough to play them, though, after work?
Fair enough. uh,
So, Mystery, I can't play games because I'm too tired.
lately, after work, I don't play video games. I'm just too tired. I might sit down, watch a history documentary, and fall asleep while watching it. So,
Like most people do when watching history documentaries.
getting old. I love it, history documentaries.
Yeah, I kind of like to see the World War One from the side of the British. Ah,
The
let's
German
watch
point
this
of view
thing.
of World War One.
German point of view. Yeah, that Rasputin he was a
That's
fun
the
guy.
Russian Civil War.
Russia. It was a part of World War One.
It was,
Yeah.
but technically, at the same time, he was responsible to overthrow the czars.
If you watch some Doctor Who, we find out. This might be a tiny bit of a spoiler. My apologies, but the Rasputin was really the master.
Oh, that explains it all.
The master.
Which doctor?
The 13th Doctor.
Right.
She had a particular fun master in that era. I know you kind of stopped with the 12th Doctor though. Peter Capaldi era.
Only saw a few episodes, and it was put on from Netflix at that time.
Doo-doo-doo. Well, that's what we should have been watching. Catch up on some Peter Capaldi Doctor Who.
Yeah, I need to catch. Yeah, I need to get back into some streaming and catch up, get some Disney Plus again, and
We did watch in your previous visit and this visit the Doctor Who specials on Disney Plus. Saw the last three of the David Tennant ones as the 14th Doctor, and today we watched the debut of the 15th Doctor, Shuti. I'm not going to try to pronounce it, but it's something like that. QT.
well, I think as so
Not well.
far, the first episode without David Tennant, I believe he's going to be a good doctor, good acting, and
It's pretty energetic.
he
Yeah,
is.
kind of goofy again.
Not as goofy as Matt Smith though.
Oh no.
But I think he will be a good doctor. But
the episode itself was pretty goofy.
Yeah. Most of the time I'm sitting there, what the heck is going on?
What am I watching? But yeah, that's 4 great episodes after a lot of people really fell off of Doctor Who. Like that previous showrunner really ruined it, changing up their origin and everything. Ruined.
Now, being a Doctor Who fan as yourself, would you like to see the Doctor's granddaughter come back from the original Doctor's granddaughter, the first Doctor's granddaughter, makes an appearance later on? That would be really nice.
That's something that Peter Capaldi really pushed for. He wanted to be like, you know what? Before I'm done being the Doctor, I want to see the the granddaughter. I think her name was Susan. I think.
And at the same time, if you really want to get down to the nitty gritty, David Tennant's doctor also had a daughter,
Yeah,
a clone-ish daughter, or
technically,
whatever.
yeah. Which is really his wife in real life. It's kind of weird to think about it.
But that'd be kind of interesting. Bring them back.
Further adventures of the daughter. Yeah, it would be fun. I think she just kind of went off on her own. Clara did as well. I mean, technically, she got her own. Again, I might be spoiling this for some people. I should be quiet. But
Spoilers.
spoiler alert! There's a few TARDISes flying around out there now.
Just like me, spoiling Red Dead 2 on one of our podcasts, or the first Red Dead. Way to go, me.
Way to go. What are you gonna spoil next? I was watching this Star Wars movie, and did you know the bad guy, Darth Vader, is really Luke's father?
Oh, that was me yapping it back in the day when I was like 1 or 2. Hey, Star Wars! Darth Vader!
He's your idol.
Ooh.
Any movies?
Actually, I think that was before I was born. Empire Strikes Back came out.
I think that was 1980, 1981, somewhere around there.
Still before I was born.
Oh. Here we thought you were around even before the dawn of cinema.
Oh, I know. I was around when
when the first movie came out with the train, someone
Mr.
videographing the train.
Charlie Chaplin. It'd be funny if you did this. Yeah.
And Charlie Chaplin, what to do?
I haven't really watched many movies lately. I just
Keeping up on your Marvel movies? Because I have not.
I have not. I might have to turn in my nerdy geeky card. Say, yeah,
Gonna have to do that.
no longer a nerd. Just
I might have to tear mine in half because I'm keeping up with the shows, just not the movies. I have not seen that new Black Panther nor the Marvels yet. But I did watch the second season of Loki, which was fantastic in every which way. That is good. I was very satisfied with how it ended, and I will not spoil anything for this one. But it was great. I even gave you my Disney Plus email and password, and was like, "Yeah, just look it up. You can watch it." I'm spending like $15 a month, and barely on it myself, actually.
Yeah. Well, hopefully I will cut back on some work and catch up
At
on
your
all this.
age, you really should consider going down to part-time.
Thank you.
At your age.
Thank you.
Yeah, I don't want to break anything or wear yourself
500 years old.
Yeah. Take a tumble at work. Just saying. Take care of those cats. You don't want them to be orphans.
They're so spoiled. They already know they get treats every time I get home from work.
A treat.
Honestly, the last movie I saw, I forgot what it's called. Oh well, not important.
A glowing recommendation, folks. It's been a little while since I actually sat and watched a movie either, so I think the last one in theaters was that Indiana Jones one.
That was a darn good movie.
I liked it quite a bit. I would have liked. I mean, it probably would have been a little bit more pricey, but to see, because they did that de-aging AI treatment for Harrison Ford, made him look like young Indiana Jones again. It would have been fun to see the whole movie, or a movie with him like that. I get this one is supposed to be aged because this is how Indy's story ends, so it's a nice bookend. He's not playing the character anymore, but it'd be fun to see that technology for another Indiana Jones movie in the future that takes place in the 30s again. But
Well, if we're gonna sit there and talk about movies like that, I would like Marvel or Disney, since they own Star Wars now, redo, just throw away these new sequels and say, okay, we're gonna do this better. I still am upset how they portrayed Luke Skywalker.
Episode 7, take 2.
I am Luke Skywalker is my favorite Jedi, just to be blunt, honest with you. And I did not like how Mark Hamill got the lightsaber, Luke, and Luke got the lightsabers, threw right behind him.
he just he
He
gave
just
up.
gave up. Just think of this. He saw good in his dad, Darth Vader, Anakin, killed millions and trillions of people, and then his own nephew also might just might be corrupt by the dark side. Oh, he's got to die. I'm like, no, this is not Luke.
Was not written very well.
Yeah, I'm even okay with Rey being the granddaughter of Palpatine. Maybe I was
somehow.
I was okay with that. I was even okay that she might have felt adopted by the Skywalkers. I'm okay with that, but I'm not okay how my favorite Jedi just gave up on his own nephew. Just the galaxy needed him, and he just gave up. I'm not okay with that. I know
Blasphemy.
it is. I don't care. Everybody will tell me he was a broken man. I'm still not buying that. He didn't give up on Darth Vader.
The sequels hurt you.
Oh, it hurts me.
Oh.
They should redo that.
Yeah, those sequels are true. That last Jedi movie was just. It's popular to rip on those movies. Like, yeah, they suck, but they're pretty bad. We need to point that out. That they're not good.
I will point that out every podcast we do from now on. How bad those.
Right after I point out how you should have danced with that Hufflepuff girl. Oh, you.
Well, and as we're speaking,
Driving me
as
mad.
we're recording this, there is a convention or cosplay dance tomorrow, and I think Kyle here wants me to go just to go dance with that girl.
She's probably not going to be there anyway. She's like, I had my one chance to find the Hufflepuff of my dreams, and he wouldn't even talk to. Well, you did
I talked
chat with her for like a minute. But...
Well, I'm just gonna be so blunt. I don't try anymore, and look at me, I'm awesome. And if a girl wanted to dance with me, she should come up to me and ask me instead of me going to her. Because
2024, damn it.
Yeah, it is.
Ladies should come up and ask.
Absolutely, and especially when it's someone as awesome as me. And no, my zodiac sign's not a Leo, but I'm still obsessed with myself.
Just a tad, folks.
Just a tad.
So she would have came up and like, hey, you want to dance? I think you would have been like, no, you're not me.
I would still dance with me any day of the week, but
if you were cosplaying as me, maybe.
If she, maybe I would have. We don't know.
Yeah, we'll see how that dance goes. I mean, I have to work tomorrow. I still kind of want to go just to check it out because a bunch of geeks there dressed up as stuff. I like that. I like that environment. So if I go, it probably would be pretty brief.
Cosplaying is up our alley.
Yeah. I still don't have my Iron Man costume fixed, and I'm not going to leave a Twitter vote again. Who should I be this time?
As of right now, I'm undecided if I was going to go. I don't even know where it's going to be held. I know you'll find out and let me know. But
it's downtown.
My biggest fan here in town will probably be there that called me Mr. Produce. I work at a comic store.
He loves him some Mr. Produce. That should be your name for this show. I know. Fearless Leader is a terrible nickname. It's too long.
Well, you gave me these nicknames.
I think you gave yourself that nickname.
Oh, whatever.
I gave you the Fearless Leader name, but on here, I think you just called yourself that. You could have been a lot of things.
I have a lot of nicknames.
Yeah, asshole. That one guy. What else?
Oh, the asshole is probably my favorite.
So yeah, I mean, yeah. Hopefully, I can get there for a tiny bit.
Yes, one thing is, I'm surprised he didn't try to ask for that day off to go.
I
Up
didn't.
Up your alley.
Didn't think about it. It kind of snuck up on me, I guess. Luckily, once in a while from work, I'm able to kind of get out for a brief time because it's one of those jobs where it's like, here's a list of things to do. As long as you do them at the by the end of the night, you're good. But and I know what particular area I'll be in tomorrow. It'll be a little tight, but I think I can escape for a bit. Just don't tell. Hopefully, no one at work's listening. Crap, we might have to stop and delete the podcast now.
I was gonna,
No one listens to the show. We're fine.
except for our one fan.
Hi, both of you. Yeah, shout out to.
Thank you for listening and supporting us. I was also gonna ask you, maybe I should wait till
For my hand in marriage.
No.
Oh, okay.
Thank merciful God. Anyways,
Looks like you were reaching into your pocket there for a second. It's like, oh. I know I looked pretty hot as Chun-Li, but
not that hot. And you know me either.
Yeah, I looked more like you, maybe.
Maybe.
Gotta eat a few more.
The convention in Sioux City, Iowa, or the ones in Omaha, Nebraska, or Minneapolis. We don't live too far from those cities. Are you willing to go to those cities?
Absolutely.
We should try to.
Here, Twin City. They have one.
Oh, that's a nice one.
That's pretty good. Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, I don't think Sioux City does.
They do have one, but it's a smaller one.
Yeah, Omaha would be. No, Twin Cities would probably be one. If we wanted more of a trip, then Milwaukee, they have a Midwest Gaming Classic. I think that's usually in April. I know a few of our Cartridge Club members that are probably listening to this are probably going to attend that. I think it's in Milwaukee. One of those. It's around there.
I thought it's in Chicago.
No, not that one. I would look it up, but I'm on using the phone here. But so that could be a good one. But that's a little bit of a.
That's quite a bit of a drive, but it's still within our distance.
A few hours.
That's just one that we'd have to spend the night, though.
It is a overnighter or two.
The ones in Omaha, we probably could go down there and come back the same day.
Well, again, if it's a multi-day one, that could be an overnight.
Yep.
I did an overnight trip there this weekend, so.
I know. Crazy. But you had fun. That's all that matters.
It was weird. We won't discuss that on this podcast because this is for video games and the occasional movie and Iron Man and City of Heroes. By the way, it's this City of Heroes, I tell you.
And occasionally comic books.
And occasionally and always Hogwarts Legacy.
And sometimes they're anime as well.
Some anime. Have we talked about? I don't think there's any anime on this show yet.
Yeah, maybe. I did talk about Dragon Ball a few times.
Dragon Ball. Not on this reboot series.
Not yet.
No. Your favorite anime series, Dragon Ball.
Oh, I love my Dragon Ball.
Not DBZ.
The original with Goku as a kid with the World Martial Arts Tournament. Whew. Beautiful stuff.
Bulma.
Still awesome stuff. Awesome writing. It's funny as heck.
You just like it because Master Roshi is based off you, an old pervert.
Yes.
No denying that, I guess.
I'm not going to deny that. An old perverted man.
Get those nosebleeds anytime you see a foxy lady.
Mm-hmm.
Blood shoots out of your nose.
You too. Right?
Me too.
Yeah.
A little bit.
A little bit. Not as bad as me.
That Electra at SuperCon. We saw her. That girl was Electra. Oof.
I did enjoy watching the
cosplay contest.
That was pretty fun. I feel like that Beast Boy or whatever, someone. Yes, I disagreed with who should have won. I'll just put right there.
Oh, the winner for me was Skull Kid. From The Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask. I'm sure our listeners have played that one. It's a pretty popular one. It was such a great Skull Kid, and I think it was I believe I want to say female underneath the costume mask, because we did chat with her for a moment after the show. But yeah, the mask just moved, and it was so authentic to the game. Like, that should have been the winner, but
Not taking away anything for the winner. They did a good job. It was still enjoyable, but I think yeah
Some of
that
them were not trying.
I
I could
have
have went up there as my costume and won. Skull Kid should have won. Justice for Skull Kid. Hashtag Justice for Skull Kid.
but you know it was still enjoyable, and it was fun watching how people what people put into their costumes and the creativity and
Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah.
still
Yes.
I should have brought that cosplay cos
Er,
still upset about that.
which one?
The Skull Kid should
Oh,
have
should have. Hashtag.
here's me not trying to take anything away from the winners. They had fun, but yeah, I getting Kyle worked up here.
Worked out. Throwing things around now.
Don't throw anything at me, or I'll beat you up.
I don't know. I think it'll be an interesting fight.
I'll just sit
I
on
might
you.
be able to take you.
I'll just sit
Got
on.
some. You got the weight on me, but I got some endurance.
And I got a lot of gas.
Oh no, I didn't think about that. You did eat a lot of food earlier. It's
I did.
probably ready to come out at any point.
But I don't like fighting though.
Just in Street Fighter.
I can't even win a Street Fighter.
Oh, no.
What is wrong with me?
But for the first time tonight, we did play a few games. We did play some Mario Superstar Baseball. I forget exactly what it's called, but for the GameCube, we split. I won one, and you actually won one.
I did.
It's a rare win for Fearless Leader in that game.
Baseball games are the only few games I stand a chance against you, but Mario Baseball usually do it better than I do.
It's a little more arcadey. But yeah, you did get that second game pretty good. Shut me out.
Aye.
And we played some Need for Speed Hot Pursuit 2 while the GameCube was hooked up. And you won all, well, won as in you did finish in front of me in all three races. I don't know if you got a first place. You might have got one of them.
I had one first place.
We had some AI opponents, of course, but so, I mean, technically, you won all those races. That's been a good. We played Captain America and the Avengers, the arcade version.
If I may go back,
Oh, okay. Oh.
Need for Speed was one of my favorite video game franchise back in the 2000s. Early, I used
your PS1 games.
Especially a PS1, and yeah, also on the PS2, but mostly on the PS1 back in the late 90s, early 2000s. Oh, I love those games. First time I sat there outrunning the cops and racing at the same time, I fell in love with those games.
Good times. Yeah, those particular ones maybe a little before I got into them. I got into them with the Underground series, which I still think those are better, but Need for Speed Underground 2, come on.
All right, everybody, which one is better?
Oh,
the
yes.
Hot Pursuits or the Undergrounds?
Hot Pursuit or the Underground series? Vote now. And under the comment for this video, we'll tally up everything, and the winner will, or the loser will have to, we'll do something, I guess. We'll pick a thing.
I remember what happened last time. I had to play Qbert.
You hate that Qbert.
But yet, I am looking for a Qbert tabletop game. I'm gonna look on eBay actually for that. I know it exists. I seen it. I want to play that with my friends here, including Kyle. A Qbert tabletop game. A SuperCon, I bought a Frogger tabletop game, but want to get a Qbert tabletop game.
You should get all the arcade versions. You should get the Donkey Kong board game. I think they did one for a lot of them, actually. Centipede is one. Mario Brothers.
We did play that Tetris one time.
We played some Tetris. That was pretty good. I kind of like that one. It was fun. I think one of my pieces got. I remember that one being a point of laughter for the audience and fellow players. My piece gets stuck.
That's still good times.
Good times. Yeah, we should do that Tetris again.
So I might not be a big Qbert fan, but I do love my tabletop games.
I do as well. Just we don't get a chance to play them a whole lot. Most of the time, it's learning how to play it. That takes
That's why we
more
have.
than half the time.
That's why I have Mustang.
We just throw him the rule book and he can explain it to us.
But then
Or if it's a game we did play before, it's been so long, it's like, I don't remember how to play it, so we still have to look at the rules and instructions anyway. And somehow it's harder the second time. It's like, I remember it playing different. I thought you could do this. Of course, our friend Mustang, he's the hour per turn guy, so
usually when it's his turn, we just play a few rounds on some video games.
yeah, you could put on a movie while waiting for his turn. So that takes a while. You don't want to play chess against that guy. If you ever play chess against him, my goodness. Gee, 100 days to play a game.
I said, look at the rule books every so often.
Those rule books for chess.
We're just playing checkers. We're just playing tic-tac-toe.
Better look at the instruction manual. Just place an X on one of those 9 squares. Let me think about this for about a half hour. I'll take my drink. A nice long drink while I'm looking at the thing.
Maybe.
I think I'm ready to use the bathroom. I'll be right back. I'll think about my move while I'm sitting on the john.
Let me look at the instruction book.
Instruction book it again. So if I place the X in the corner. Oh wait, you gotta place it in the center. Whoopi Goldberg for the block. Alright. Hollywood Squares reference. No one's gonna get, but center square. No, okay, that went over everyone's head, I think.
Yeah, even my head.
Alright. Yeah, we did play the arcade version of Captain America and the Avengers.
You told me this was the game that you fell in love with your hero.
My hero.
Iron Man.
That's right. And all because of that game. We got to play it again tonight. Play it for the first time in quite a while, so it was fun to play through it. And chip through that one in about a half hour. It's pretty easy. As long as you have your infinite credits. Playing it on the old RetroPie.
But it was fun.
It's cheesy dialogue, like, you won't get away with this.
It's still your typical
Stop,
90s
villain.
games, so...
Your 90s beat 'em up. Yep, I tossed that one right up there with those early arcade beat 'em ups. Highly recommend.
Was that one of your favorite arcades back in the day?
Oh, definitely.
I still love Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles arcade.
Do.
The Simpsons arcade.
That's a good one.
Golden Axe in the arcade.
That's an okay one.
Mortal Kombat in the arcade.
It's not a beat 'em up. It's a fighting game.
But it's still one of my favorite games. And I feel like I'm going to get laughed about this. It was a WWF wrestling game in the arcade I enjoyed too back in the day. I know. I can never beat the champions. Those Legions of Doom. I remember those guys.
You and your wrestling, I tell you.
Back in the 90s. Oh my goodness. I loved my wrestling.
I never got it myself. A bunch of shirtless guys just wrestling each other and people watch. And it's all fake. And...
They are good athletes. They do have good charisma. And they do put up with beating. But I understand there is a storyline to it. They walk out saying you're going to win, you're going to lose, or whatever. I understand. But I look at it now as I'm older that they are good athletes, despite the fact I don't watch wrestling anymore. I used to watch wrestling.
It's like you're watching your stories. Like your grandmother's got to watch her soap operas, her stories. It's all scripted, drama. And you're like, I'm going to watch my stories. Wrestling. Wonder if Hulk Hogan will win. Andre the Giant. Your favorite, the
Roddy Piper.
Rowdy Piper.
I don't know why I like some of the villains. I remember that there was a tag team called Money Inc. It was $1 Million Man and IRS. I used to root for them. Good times.
And look how you turned out.
Perfectly okay. I am weird. I don't care.
Your name's Fearless Leader. You want to conquer the world, just to make everyone a minion to do your work for you.
Mm-hmm. That sounds
Minions. Its back won't shave itself.
absolutely.
Scary.
Sounds awesome. Me in charge.
But yeah, we got to play that Avengers game. That was fun. We passed that, so it was a good night for you. We got several wins tonight.
I was gonna ask you, what were your favorite top 5
Arcade games.
arcade games back in the day?
Oh, back in the day.
Not as today, but when you were growing up, that you kept throwing quarters in.
What would be, well, yeah, that Cap in the Avengers game is probably right up there. That made me fall in love with my favorite character. And I'm pretty sure it's told the story, but I'll save it for next time, I guess. No one needs to hear it again. I remember very fondly that at Aladdin's Castle, it is a chain, so some people might know and heard of Aladdin's Castle.
R.I.P.
R.I.P. But I remember distinctly Mortal Kombat 2 front and center at our Aladdin's Castle at the mall. There was actually a line, not like 100 people line, but there was a line. There was like always a few people in line waiting to play that one, and that's when you just walk looking over everybody's shoulders, and it was so cool. And you had the realistic because they used the motion capture, so you have the real looking people on there, and that was fun to see. And just so cool with keep kicking your chair.
It's like down.
It's sitting there like vibrating away. But yeah, just the cool characters, and you had like Smoke and all these hidden characters, and you had so good.
Who was your favorite character that you used all the time?
Well, it was hard not to like Sub-Zero back in the day.
I like Scorpion.
Yeah,
but
that's why we're enemies here. Born rivals.
I suppose.
But otherwise, yeah, I mean, I liked the Pac-Mans and the Galagas as well. Got a chance to play this a little bit later, but one of those first Marvel versus Capcom games was another game where I could play as my red and yellow hero. It's like, oh, he's in a fighting game now. This is great. So
I remember when I played Pac-Man. I used to love Pac-Man, but when I was really little, I didn't understand trying to build up as much points as possible. I always just try to think about passing levels at that age. And I wasn't really good at it, but being 3 or 4, I suppose I shouldn't have been good at it. Were you the same way playing Pac-Man, or?
yeah, no one's good at it unless
But
you're
did
Billy
you?
Mitchell.
But were you thinking about trying to build up points or just passing levels?
No, I think you if you're playing it with someone else, I mean, you got to go the high score route. You always want to get the high score. So I don't think I ever saw it as just hurry up to get to the next stage as quick as you can. You want a good score.
For me, I never thought about getting the score. I always just tried to see how far I could get. What when I was that age, of course. Now I think about more of the scores with those classic games, but
Yeah, you're no Billy Mitchell.
no, nobody is.
There's been a few people who have also passed Pac-Man, and I think Donkey Kong right now has a different person with the high score, but poor guy's like accused of cheating and stuff like that. But I think they restored all his records. I know they were taken away for a little bit.
If he did, I don't know if he cheated or not, but
Well, I don't know. That's a whole thing. But I think
that's probably for a podcast the other day.
and well, I was just gonna say to keep it brief. You see these like Donkey Kong offs when there's actual people and they're on stage and everyone's playing Donkey Kong and it's kind of whoever gets the highest person. Like people have seen him for many years now, live in person on official arcade machines, get these insanely high scores, world records. Like it doesn't seem too hard to believe that he can just get a high score, like that. 'Cause people have seen him do it. So I'm not sure where it's like, no, it's not possible, or
I'm not gonna defend him or or accuse him on something, but I'm just saying this is hypothetically possible. Maybe he was using an off machine at the time and not aware of it. I doubt that's true. I doubt Billy Mitchell or any hardcore gamer of those that magnitude would do that, but I'm just saying it could be possible too. That might be the case if someone said he's a offhand machine or whatever, a third party machine that's not from the original or so from the makers or whatever.
Yeah, who's to say?
He could have done that and not been aware of it. I'm not standing up for him. I'm or accusing him, but I do agree. He broke a lot of records in front of a lot of people. He's a great gamer in his own right, and even if he cheated or not, we can't overlook that he did a lot of amazing things for the gaming community.
Especially the arcade community.
Absolutely.
More so arcade. Yeah, I don't know. I just find it, it's like, oh, well, we've seen him do all these high scores in person on official machines. I mean, it's not crazy to think that he can do it again, even just at home on his own arcade things. So I don't know. I don't know.
But regardless, he will always have a place in video game history. Yes,
And in your heart.
of course. But
I
for
like
Donkey Kong,
Billy Mitchell
I'm
trading
more of a
card.
definitely a Steve Wiebe person than Donkey Kong though.
Oh yeah, the King of Kong. Yeah, I like in interviews.
He's
He's
always
played up. He's like, yeah, I'm the villain in that one.
Steve Wiebe just at least on the he seems like that laid back, the underdog kind of person. Always got to cheer for the underdog.
Yeah, I'm friends with him on Facebook.
Ooh,
We don't chat or anything. Just a random.
he just feels special.
Special. Yeah, that's my friend.
Woo!
Woo!
Another wrestling reference. Woo! Ric Flair.
Oh. Woo! I think I know that one. Ric Flair. You friends with anybody famous on social media?
Nope.
No.
I scare people away.
That's right. No, you're friends with Buried on Mars on Twitter.
Ooh,
Canadian Grooves now. That's a big name celebrity right there.
awesome. I'm gonna get back on that Twitter. I tried to be active for a little while, and then I just kind of fell right off.
Yeah, I don't think I've shared anything on. It's now X, but no one likes X. It's Twitter. Or nor Facebook. It's been a few months. I just got on Twitter not too long ago to share my excitement for City of Heroes. So.
How is City Heroes going? For
Oh,
you?
let me. We got at least 5 hours left. I can talk about this here.
Okay, let's try to
Big
keep it
breath
up for
here.
5 minutes.
5 minutes. No, so the big news is. Let's see how I can simplify this in a quick way. I can talk about this for quite a few hours. One of the original developers, publishers, NCSoft, the evil villains they are that pulled the game in its prime, just as it was getting hot and popular and beloved by millions, they decide, nope, we're not going to do anymore. Thanks for your money. We're taking it and run. Made them a lot of money, but didn't make them as much money as they wanted to. So NCSoft is forever the villain. A couple weeks ago, they could say they have these private servers not associated with that company whatsoever. Just you can play the game, it's on us, blah blah blah. NCSoft themselves finally commented on these private servers. They could easily shut them down. It's still their game. They're like, no, cease and desist. But they're like, you know what? At least for one of the servers, the one I play on, City of Heroes Homecoming, we're okay with it. You can continue doing it. You can't make money off it, obviously. It's not their property. But we are aware of it, and it's fine. So we're not going to try to shut it down or anything. And it was a big win. They got the blessing. So all this time, it was a morally gray area. Like anytime it could go away legally.
Hypothetically, if NCSoft becomes a major villain and they do decide to shut it down, I take it you will never buy anything from them ever again.
Still very bitter at them.
And I wonder how many other fellow gamers would say, you know what? You guys are worse than EA. We're not going to buy anything from you guys ever again. So I wonder if it'll be suicide for them if they just shut it all down.
Well, it would be one of those where more private servers pop up, like Homecoming's now, but someone else would leak the code, and you go play it over here, and you go play it over there. It'd just kind of be a whack-a-mole at some point. So I see what they did, and they're like, yeah, whatever. You can play the game. Just don't make money off it, because that's not legal. But that's big news. And with that, that got a lot of attention. A lot of people are like, oh, I didn't know that game was still existing. Or I brought a lot of people back in, and people are finding the game maybe for the first time. They're like, I'm not familiar with this one. I'm going to go download it and check it out. So it's been a good couple weeks. Lots of new returning faces.
Your character is still a ripoff of Iron Man?
Shh, no, you can't do the trademark characters.
I said a ripoff one, but it's just called something else.
It's a guy in a blue and silver suit.
Called Fearless Leader Man.
Fearless, not
Steel Man.
You gotta get a PC, even a cheap one. It will run it. When you play your City of Villains, we can duke it out in the game. That'd be fun.
If I get a PC, should I be the villain on there? That's the big question.
What City of Heroes is? 2.5 games. It's City of Heroes. You get your City of Villains, and you get Going Rogue, which is their mirror universe, if you will. It's an alternate universe, which is good. It's good. It's pretty deep with the story. All right, I was very excited because that's big news. It got a lot of attention for.
How many characters have you created on there?
Oh, almost 20.
Since it's a reboot.
Yeah, almost 20 different characters roaming around. Not as many as some of these streamers that I watch and interact with. They have a lot. It's one of those games where you can make a lot of characters because there's a lot of options. So, highly recommend. Please play with me. In the game. Download the game.
There's me like, no.
Please play with me. I need more peeps.
Kyle needs more friends.
I need all the friends.
And then he has friends like me. I'm like, poor Kyle.
Doesn't want to dance with the girl, Hufflepuff girl. Doesn't want to fly around Paragon City with his good pal Kyle. Even though it's free, it's no cost to him.
Most stubborn friend of all time.
Yeah.
Maybe loyal to a fault, but pretty darn spoiled and stubborn. I'm spoiled too.
Spoiled. All right, so more about City of Heroes now. We got 4.5 hours left to talk about.
Oh no!
So anyway,
I shouldn't have got you going on that.
You should not. I will stop there though. All the audience is done, and we're almost at an hour. Somehow.
Before we fall asleep, if there's anybody still up, I know both of us have not been keeping up on our video games, but
It's been a dry few weeks.
it has been. Is there any video games / movies or anything that's coming out that you're excited for?
Since our last episode, there was a huge announcement, and I'm trying not to get super hyped for it because, again, we just talked about this at the beginning of the show, being overly excited. But Grand Theft Auto 6 finally has been announced.
I cannot die till I play that game.
We're not playing until next year, unfortunately. But
I have to put myself in bubble wrap so I don't do anything stupid.
Yeah, don't get into any accidents or mishaps at work or on your way home. And don't hit a deer or anything.
Oh my gosh.
Again. Deers just don't stand a chance against your car.
No, my car doesn't stand a chance against deer.
That's true.
The curse of living in the upper Midwest.
But yeah, Grand Theft Auto 6 officially announced. So good.
In the meantime,
Back to Vice City. Modern times. I wish they would do another period piece, GTA. Like something that takes place in the 80s or 70s or 20s.
That would be really nice.
Yeah, we've seen a couple modern games now. It's like I kind of liked the 90s California and 80s Miami setting.
But at the same time, that one trailer they showed us for GTA 6.
Kicking your chair again.
I don't know why you love
I'm
kicking my chair.
gonna sit on my There we go.
I'm gonna have to
Sitting
tie
on
your
my
feet
knees.
together so you don't kick my chair.
Just playing the drums on your poor chair there. All right, I'm sitting where I can't kick it.
Anywho, I enjoyed that trailer that they Rockstar showed us for GTA 6. I'm also excited for that Indiana Jones video game coming out. Yeah, it looks like it's pretty fun. And at the same time, if the rumors are true for another Elder Scrolls game coming out next year, I will be happy about that. But I don't know if that's official yet.
Well, it's in the works,
It is.
but it's not. I don't. They barely got a. They don't even have a name for it yet. Just Elder Scrolls 6.
And they'll probably somehow get my money by releasing Skyrim again. Why
More
have
Skyrim is good. You need to play that Elder Scrolls Online if you're itching for a new Elder Scrolls
I did
game.
buy that.
You even have the game.
I do. I found it at a pawn shop or pawn shop, whatever.
Pawn.
But
like a chess piece. Pawn.
But I found one and it was cheap, and yeah, I picked it up. Never put it in the system and played it yet. It's one of those things I thought, hey, this will go good for my collection. Well, just buy it and throw it in the video game tote, and
all the games that I have bought you over the years end up in a pile unplayed, except for Lollipop Chainsaw.
Dirty me.
Dirty you. But I do have a question for you then.
Oh, Lollipop Chainsaw. I believe there is a remake for that game coming out.
Yeah, that one gets a remake. Not the Saboteur, which I want to see remade.
Another remake? I would like
Look at that, Saboteur right there.
That's a fantastic game.
People play some Saboteur. It's on PS3. I think 360 as well. PS3 for sure, because it's right here.
I don't want to spoil it for you or anybody on there, but for anybody that played through it and passed the game, they did set it up for a second one. I don't know why they decided not to go forward with a second one, but they should do a remake of that game and then also come out with a second one, but I doubt they're ever going to do that. But if they do that, that would be really awesome.
It's a golden opportunity to put the number 2 in the title, like Saboteur or...
Ha ha ha, I see where you're coming.
Companies like to do that, put numbers in the title.
Another remake I would like to see is Infamous.
Infamous, there is a they do have it on PS4, but I don't think it's well, no, wait a minute. No. Maybe not the original. Yeah, not the original.
Not the original first two?
No. I am aired. I am in an error.
I do believe there was a third one that came out on the PS4, but I have not played that game, but everybody I heard said it's not as good as the first one. But
you like your Infamous.
And that's one game I got for free from Sony when the PlayStation Network was hacked or whatever went down, and they were giving out a free game, and that was the free game.
A few of them.
That was the free game I chose. Was that?
Yeah, it was like a Little Big Planet. Yeah, there was a couple options you could do. I actually had 2 accounts at the time, so I got double the games.
Oh, nice.
But I don't have access to one of the accounts anyway. But for a brief time. Saboteur. It is good.
However, I wasn't disappointed. That was a good game. Both Saboteur and Infamous are great games. They are great games, and if guys never played that, you should have.
You should play it. You should be playing it right now. Listen to this junk.
I know.
Play the damn game.
But yeah, I suppose those are the only games we're looking forward to is Indiana Jones and most definitely GTA 6.
Yeah, GTA 6 for sure here.
If anybody's listening to this, please put in a comment. What video games are you guys looking forward to that? Since Kyle and I are not keeping up on our video games, it's like we should.
I know. Fell behind a little bit. 2 that I'm interested in, but they're already out, is that Baldur's Gate 3. It's been getting a lot of buzz. It's kind of like a D&D type game. Lots of role playing. It's pretty in depth. It won Game of the Year last year for the awards, so and Alan Wake 2. One of the best game on the Xbox 360 is not one of the Halos. I'm sorry. Sorry, Brad. Not Halo, but it's Alan Wake. That was a fantastic game, and we finally got a sequel a few months ago. I've not played it yet, but that will probably be the next one I pick up.
My favorite game I played on the Xbox 360, or even on the Xbox period, those Splinter Cell games.
Oh, Splinter Cell. I thought you were going to say a Dead or Alive volleyball.
Oh, that's fantastic.
You
But
caught me off guard with that.
Splinter Cell, fantastic games. I really can't nitpick those games too much and say what's wrong with them because they're just that good.
Choosing Splinter Cell over DOA volleyball.
I know. Wow.
Okay, did not expect that one. You're pretty good at your volleyball.
Well, it's one of the few games I could beat you at. There's a 2-player Tuesday game that proves it too.
Yeah, we never played the second one though.
I don't know if that's 2 players.
Oh no, is it?
I'll have to look for that and find out for sure.
I was hoping to be right behind me because.
But yeah, most definitely leave in the comments what game you guys are looking forward to, and Kyle and I will look at that, and we'll probably might talk about it on our next podcast.
Oh.
And you found the Dead or Alive game, I take it.
No. No, talking about we got a. Oh, that tower's going to collapse at any second here.
Oh,
talking about a couple games to be remade. I liked Velvet Assassin. This is basically Splinter Cell, but it's in the World War II era. It tells a story. I think it's actually based on a real story of like this female spy infiltrating like different camps to do stuff. But it's kind of through the perspective of her on her deathbed, kind of reliving some of her missions she went on in World War II. Might have to show you that sometime because it is unique. Velvet Assassin.
Wish I heard of that.
Okay, I don't trust this now. Why don't you entertain our listeners for a moment?
I don't think anybody would want to hear me sing. That's A-okay.
Well, I didn't mean by singing, just interact. Hey, listener, how are you today? I hope you're well.
I hope everyone is well. I cannot, on a right conscience, wish bad things on people, except evil people.
Except evil people.
They could get sick of that. Fearless leader, don't go there.
About that city of villains, I think we know which side you'd pick.
I won't be a villain. Let's just say I might be an anti-hero.
You can be that in the game. You can be a vigilante, kind of like
Punisher.
Punisher, yeah. It's like you still kill people, but for the greater good. He still had a great line in that Daredevil series when he's taking on Daredevil. He's like, "You beat the enemies, you put them in prison. I take them down, they stay down."
That's
kill.
Good line.
I put them down, and they stay down.
I wasn't impressed with the Punisher on Netflix, or even now on Disney Plus, but I was very impressed with the Daredevil.
Oh, that Daredevil. So good. And we're getting Daredevil back. It's coming back.
Nice.
There's a new Daredevil series in the works.
But Frank Castle, he does have a point. He takes them out and they stay down. Literally.
They stay down. Good stuff. And you like those Punisher movies. I know a lot of people probably weren't big fans. You never hear anybody talking about them, but I know you liked your Punisher movies. There's 2 of them, if I remember right.
I did. Yeah. Warzone and I forgot which was the Punisher in their 2000s. I forgot what that's called now.
Probably just the Punisher.
The Punisher movie made in the 80s does not count.
Does not count. There's probably a few things made in the 80s that don't get. There's a Fantastic Four movie in there, and
there's a Captain America movie. I think that was the late 70s. That doesn't count.
There was a Nick Fury and Shield movie. starring David Hasselhoff as Nick Fury.
Doesn't count.
But it should count because we want to see David Hasselhoff in the MCU.
But does Howard the Duck count?
Yeah, we've seen him in the MCU.
We have, but that's also an '80s Marvel movie.
Might tie in now. They got to bring all the previous Marvel stuff and make it all canon again. Like, all that stuff exists. It's all.
I know you're not a DC fan, but I did enjoy the '80s Christopher Reeves Superman.
That's good stuff.
And I enjoyed the Batman movies in the late '80s throughout the '90s.
90, yep.
Maybe,
Unpopular opinion. People don't really like a couple of those Batman movies, but they're pretty cheesy fun.
well, maybe the one with Mr. Freeze is Arnold Schwarzenegger and and Poison Ivy.
Ice to see you again.
That was even too cheesy for me. I don't even think they knew what they're making when they put that together, but
Killed the dinosaurs. The Ice Age.
it's good acting. It was pretty funny, but I think it could have been written better.
I think I heard it was written on like a plane ride, cross country plane ride once. Just all right, 3 hours, I'll write the thing.
I think they were just drunk.
I just like how Gotham City looks in those movies. Kind of the foggy neon, like it's a little pretty gritty. Like I like the feel of that Gotham.
Speaking of Gotham and Batman, I did enjoy that show, Gotham.
Oh, see, I never bothered with it.
I actually one time was bored before I got rid of my streaming accounts, and I sat there and watched every episode, and it was actually pretty good.
Was that another CW show?
I don't believe it was tied into CW
Oh,
universe.
Flash and Arrow and Supergirl. I like my Supergirl. That was good.
It was not.
Supergirl wasn't good.
Okay, I liked Supergirl. The first
You
couple
reluctantly watched all of the episodes without pants.
I also enjoyed the Arrow and I enjoyed the Flash. The Flash, I didn't finish all of the seasons. It just kind of went. It was started off good, but it just more later on went meh. Then after that, like, why am I watching this? It's more work watching it than enjoying myself. So I just stopped watching it.
Doo-doo-doo.
That's pretty sad.
Pretty sad.
But Gotham, that was really good. I don't want to spoil it for you, but
Well, I bet Commissioner Gordon lives, and
he's
all
the main
these other villains probably make it through.
he's the main character.
He is.
It's a good show.
Good show, and you're not even the main character, and you'll still watch it. So
I will. I did. I loved how the show ended as well.
there you go. There's a glowing recommendation for the audience. And Gotham.
I know you're more of a Marvel fan, but
Like me? Well, I mean, I don't know
That
if you can tell or not from the decorations in here, but
I see a whole bunch of Aquaman action
Aquaman.
figures. I did go to the eye doctors lately, and
apparently not. Apparently, you're still blind if you're seeing Aquaman stuff. I do not own a single piece of Aquaman anything.
or the Submariner.
Or the submarine. Definitely not. Although we talked about this last time, but that Aquaman movie wasn't bad. Wasn't bad. I liked it. It could have been pretty terrible, but it's like, you know what? You did good.
They did a good job putting that together. They put the right actors in it.
Jason Momoa. He's in there for the ladies to watch, and Amber Heard was in there for the gentlemen to watch. That redhead.
Did you saw the Justice League movie?
No. I fell off the DC bandwagon.
I
Heard too many negative things.
my biggest gripe of the DC movies is how they portray the Flash. He's just clumsy, and I was just sitting there watching, just like, no.
Head face palming.
I'm like, no.
Well, now it doesn't matter anyway because we got the whole reboot thing going. That whole Snyderverse doesn't exist anymore. I was like, there's no point watching them now because they're not part of the canon anymore.
Why do they do this to me?
Stop rebooting. I think if you're gonna reboot or remake movies,
Yeah.
you keep remaking a lot of the same ones over and over. I feel two things. They should remake.
The sequels for Star
No,
Wars?
they should remake movies that weren't popular or bad movies, but make them good. Like we don't need. How many remakes have we seen of
The
some stuff?
98 Godzilla. If I hated that movie, I tried to watch it again, and I still hate it.
There you go. Well, you got a lot of good Godzilla movies.
Oh, I love Godzilla. But hear me out. They shouldn't call it Godzilla. They should call it Zilla or something else. And maybe back in my crazy mind, I might enjoy it if they call it something else instead of Godzilla.
Mm-hmm.
I love my Godzilla, and I try to watch it another time be more open minded, thinking to myself, am I biased because I'm a Godzilla fan? Maybe I'll just watch this movie, think it's called something else. I kind of enjoyed it a little bit more. I'm still complaining about that movie over 20 years later. That's pretty sad.
Still complain about Iron Man 3 too, so no worries. But you do have a lot of great Godzilla movies.
I do love Godzilla. I actually
There's a new one out right now. You're not even watching
it.
it.
I haven't even seen it yet. I should.
I don't even know what it's about. It's -1.
I didn't even know. Honestly,
Godzilla?
this is how far behind I am. I like Godzilla, but I have not even heard they were coming out with a new one. Not son, boom! I hear there's a new one out there. I'm like, I didn't hear about this.
I don't even. It makes it sound like it's almost like a prequel, or it takes place like the original or something. It's called -1, so I don't know. That's interesting.
Well, if you watch the original one, they killed Godzilla from some kind of weapon. It was the oxygen destroyer or something like that. I need to go back and watch that movie, but it's really interesting. And the scientist that came up with this weapon, he died planting this bomb or this weapon next to Godzilla. He sacrificed himself, but I think symbolically or whatever you want to say, he sacrificed himself because he didn't want this weapon to get in the wrong hands because it was that powerful. And I forgot that weapon's called. I think it was an oxygen destroyer or whatever, but it was really interesting. And that's how they killed Godzilla in the first one.
Actually. Then they used that Godzilla's bones and DNA to make
Mechagodzilla. Yep.
So it kind of came back in the form of Mechagodzilla. Interesting thing.
Honestly, I forgot what movie they did that in. It's one that came in early 2000s, I think. Somebody that knows Godzilla more than me, please remind me what movie that was.
Yeah, we got Ram Vox. He's a teacher in Japan. He's our Japanese listener / viewer.
I do.
And movie buff.
I do love my Godzilla movies. And I was pretty upset with myself. I did not know they made a new Godzilla movie, a Godzilla X. I saw at a local comic book store, they had some Godzilla merchandise there, and I thought about, I should go there and pick that stuff up.
I think I had sent you a picture of a graphic novel. They had it was a big book of Godzilla comic.
But if I'm there, I'd also look at baseball cards, and I'll be like a little kid in a candy store. They have comic books, baseball cards, and
it's okay to spend a few dollars on.
Oh, I spend too much money I don't have.
They're gonna tear down the statue they have of me there. Put one of you up now.
Oh, maybe.
And I spend millions of dollars there every year, but
I just don't have that money.
It's okay. Just got to work those corners more on the weekends, I do.
I might have to.
That's how you get all those figures you're seeing up there.
Figures, comic books,
the gaming
posters,
stuff, the Atari VCS.
all
Gotta
these
love some
old
new
classics.
Atari.
Hmm.
Minions, time to shave those legs. Master's legs won't shave themselves.
No, they won't.
Get a couple minions there shaving. Spend a few days shaving you.
I'll be big pile sad.
Well, let's see. Is there anything else? We got almost 90 minutes in.
Is there
Our
anything
longest
you
one yet.
want to mention before it calls up?
More City of Heroes. So, I was
Ooh.
playing this game. Making a lot of new friends, and they're all streamers and streaming the game. Good, nice little knit community. Love it. Go hang out with them sometime.
More City Heroes. Why are you here talking to me? You should be playing
We should be playing this game. Sitting here with
Why are you guys listening to this? You should be playing City Heroes.
Google search City of Heroes Homecoming. You have a nice getting started guide. You can download the game and be playing it within the hour. Come on. Crazies. Listen to this, Chuck.
Amen.
Amen.
I might go back and play some more Watchdog Legions. Great game.
Finish Uncharted 4.
I also
Start the game over so you know what's going on first. Use my Disney Plus password and everything. Watch Loki. You never saw that third season of Mandalorian. That's pretty good. Maybe not as good as the first two seasons, but still A+ Star Wars.
I know.
We got Home Improvement on there now. That's always good.
I don't want to give up on Star Wars, but the sequels really, really, really killed me.
We know.
And watching some of this new stuff, you're the Mandalorian that I did enjoy, and I hear the Ahsoka series is actually pretty good. The sequels killed me so bad, I don't know if I want to watch Star Wars.
Back to bashing the sequels.
Oh, I will bash them to the day I die. I don't know how they could stop having me bash them. I don't want to have them make anything worse. I want to improve on it. I just want them to say, okay, fine, this is an alternate reality. This is what really happened, and so I can be happy. I don't know. I don't want them to make all this stuff that ties into the sequels.
Here's what really happened.
I don't want them to make an excuse of something's bad. I just say, fix it. Just dump this, say it's alternate reality, and just do it better. Oh, okay.
Rant over.
Rant over. I will bash those sequels to the day I die.
I'm just kind of burnt out on the Star Wars. It's been a lot over the past several years.
I love Star Wars. It's making me want to go back to my Trekkie past.
There's been a lot of Star Trek over the past few years too, but that's been a lot better, I think. Strange New World, shout out. That is an amazing show. That is the best. That once that whole thing wraps up, that could be a contender, I think, for best Star Trek series. If they keep it up. There's a lot of ways it could go wrong, but if they keep it up, it could be right up there with Next Gen and Deep Space Nine, I think. You got to keep it up, though. There's a lot of ways it could go wrong.
I feel bad. I'm gonna admit this. I did like Star Trek Enterprise.
Oh yeah, I love Enterprise.
And a lot of people hated that.
Shout out to our previous people that we just brought up, Buried on Mars and Ramvox. They're Enterprise fans. Matt Bandy, I know you're out there. He likes Enterprise.
Unfortunately, I didn't saw all the episodes. It's one of those things. I came home from work, watched an episode, and yeah, I need to get some more streaming service so I could have catch up on that. But I don't know why people hate it so much. Every episode I saw, I enjoyed.
Well, it's good stuff, especially that fourth season. Their last one, they really kicked into gear. If they continued that or started like that, it could have been a different story. But yeah, that last season of Enterprise was just perfect.
And I know you would hate me for this. I said Deep Space Nine. I never got into that.
Get into it.
I guess you have to start from the beginning, and it gets better as it goes on.
Beginning or not, I would do. I don't know. There's probably a lot of ways you could go about it. But you don't do anything outside of work. you don't want to go to dances with Hufflepuff girls. So you might as well, do a few episodes every night.
I just don't dance.
Then do some Star Trek.
I
Do the
have to.
Sulu dance.
Do the Sulu. And
You can dance like Sulu.
I guess he is coming to our hometown this year.
Yeah, we have a thing every year, Voices Against Cancer. They always bring in a celebrity or two. During the summer, we get to meet some George Takei. I'm sure it's gonna be a little pricey, but he's getting up there. Like, yeah, you better go see
And if
him
he's
now.
coming for a charity, that's more power to him. I'm thankful I know he's probably not listening to this podcast, but
George, if you're listening,
thank you for doing something like this for a good cause.
I know we're his favorite show. So we get George Takei in the summer, and then again we're talking about that SuperCon conventions. Last several episodes talking about it, but the one this year we get Chekhov. What's his name? But, yeah, Walter Koenig.
Sounds right.
Uh,
Walter.
Pavel Chekhov from the original series will be here. Get to meet him too, and he's getting really old, so gotta go see him. Don't miss out.
Oh, I will have to bring on my Star Trek uniform this year.
We could get him to sign it.
Probably not, but
need to watch
I will definitely have to try to get their autographs. I did during the last SuperCon, I did get the voice actor of Darkwing Duck's autograph.
You did.
That was my childhood right there.
And I got Ash Ketchum.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that Doug Jones. A lot of people know him. He's been in a lot of movies, usually as alien-looking creatures, but he's playing in Star Trek Discovery. He will be here as well, so gonna get a lot of meet some Trek people here this year. I'm excited. Gonna bring some Blu-rays or something for them to sign.
Might have to get the 3-day pass this year.
Maybe. This year you're wearing the Chun-Li costume.
No, I'm just.
And I'll be the Hufflepuff. I'll actually dance with the other Hufflepuff girls if they're there. It'll be a big.
Well, unfortunately, one of my older sisters is a bigger nerd than I am, and she wants to enter us or me and her and a couple of my nieces and nephews in the cosplay contest as a group. So
that's right. The show made me watch.
I need to watch that show so I understand who I'm dressing up as.
It wasn't terrible. It could be kind of interesting. It was called. It was based on a movie. Percy Jackson and the Olympians. It's kind of like a Harry Potter meets Greek mythology, I guess.
And
it wasn't terrible. I don't know. I don't know if I'll watch the rest of the series or not. But.
So, I suppose I'll dress up what my sister wants me to, but more than likely I'll just dress up in my Star Trek uniform if she forgets about it and
let her dress you up.
Siblings, the only people that knows how to control me.
Only child, no siblings here.
Lucky you.
Yes, sir.
You're like,
yeah. Spoiled.
I'm the youngest. I'm pretty spoiled.
Spoiled, fearless leader. Well, anything to wrap up here? We're just about at that hour and a half mark here. So.
Thank you, everybody, if you're still listening to this.
I don't know why, but no, I do know why. They need it's melatonin to them. Helps them sleep. Sleeping aid.
Fair enough. I might have to listen to this so I could get some sleep tonight.
Hopefully, yeah. So we'll probably see you in a few more months for our next episode. We get at least one every season. Our winter season episode, I guess.
Yeah.
Kind of has been one.
It has been.
I'm thinking about doing a Halloween party, though, here in February. So maybe we'll meet for that. We'll talk about some horror games and Halloween stuff. Because we didn't do a Halloween show, so...
And we didn't even have our Halloween party this year. This is how far behind we are. We usually have a Halloween party amongst ourselves, but not this year.
Not every year, but it's been a while. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
We'll make up for it now. pull out the decorations. It's never too early to decorate for Halloween.
And it's like, we're nerds. We don't celebrate Valentine's Day. We might as well celebrate second Halloween.
That's right. Dang straight. Yeah, good point. Good point. Well, always good to chat with you. Thanks for sitting here in the armory.
And thank you for our listeners putting up with us for this last hour and a half. I don't know why you're still listening.
They're probably not by now, so we can probably sign off. I'm sure we'll think of a few more things we should have talked about, but save them for next time. I'll write them down, actually.
Fair enough. We didn't know what to talk about this time. We just want to say hi to everybody.
There's nothing to chat about. It's going to be a pretty short one. It ends up being an hour and a half. Movies, video games. Got some
What
Star
we're
Trek
not
in there.
doing. And...
Not playing much games. Stuff we're looking forward to. And that Hufflepuff girl you wouldn't dance with. Just, I'm throwing things again in frustration. All right, we're going to close it off.
Bye.
Bye, everybody. Can I give him a kiss this time? You never give him a kiss.
No, no kisses.
Okay, sorry, I would have, but he doesn't want me to, so no kisses for you guys.